Hey, good morning to everybody. Now look at what we have here. We have this beautiful 2021 Toyota Yaris Hybrid. Hi, welcome to this new episode, guys. How you doing? Okay, now listen up. This episode is going to be very, very interesting, although it's not going to be long. But then we want to finally make a quick high voltage system review of the brand new, it's hot here, the brand new Toyota Yaris Cross Hybrid. I want to take out the high voltage battery and show you guys all its components, how does the cooling system works, if it's serviceable or not. But in the meantime, we have another issue. This vehicle is not starting, so I'm gonna have to find out what in the world is going on. So there are many things that we're gonna have to do to this Toyota Yaris. Now my point is, I want to share this for the first time, I think, in YouTube. So if you want to learn about this vehicle, stick around. We will continue then. All right, so here what we're gonna do. Let's take a quick technical review of what are the difference between this Yaris and the one before. Well, you have to remember that this is the next generation Toyota Yaris. Hi again. That it's coming with the M58 FXE engine. So this is the new 3-cylinder 1.5 liter internal combustion engine. Everything is improved. It's a little more powerful, a more thermal efficient, and then you could say the most of the small vehicles from Toyota, they're coming with this engine, as well as the next generation Toyota Aqua and Prius C. Here you go. This is exactly what you're gonna see. Now, let's take a quick look. Okay, interesting, the camera in the front, but then here we got, let's see the quick compartment of the air filter. All right. So as you can see, the air filter, the original air filter part number. Okay, so you will have your records on it. Okay, what else do we have here? Well, now look at what we have. This is the inverter assembly, okay, with the two, yes, let me see, I only see one, and the other one for the compressor underneath. No. Okay, so I found that we have the DC power coming from the battery, all right, and then one alternating current cable that's coming to the motor generator number 1, okay, and then the connection for the motor generator number 2 is clearly underneath the inverter. Of course, I'm not going to take out the inverter, okay. I just want a quick technical review. Let me continue. The other thing that I found is that I think that probably somebody in the port, they connected the battery in reverse polarity and they burned the main fuse, which I already put it back, okay, when I'm gonna make a little test, but I'm waiting for the battery to charge. But in the meantime, let's keep looking. We have the cooling system, okay, for the radiator cap, and then we have over here, this is the compartment for the high voltage system, the inverter system, okay, cooling. And let me see what else. The braking system is a complete unit, totally redesigned. The other thing we have underneath here, as you can see, the air conditioning compressor, let's see, and then the electrical water pump is also renewed. The other thing that we're seeing over here is, of course, the intake manifold coming directly from the air filter, pretty easy to access, okay. The fuel injectors, which is normal multi-port fuel injection, okay, and the EGR system, pretty easy to access actually, and the EGR coolant as well. And then of course finally we get the ignition coils on the top. Very easy to access, right? Now we saw a little quick tutorial on the internal combustion engine compartment, but I want to see the high voltage system, so let's take a quick look. Okay, let's go to the back. I already took apart obviously the lower frame and the seat frame and the couching, and then look, we have the high voltage battery right here, okay, and it's clearly telling us that this one is using a lithium ion battery. Now it's not a big battery, it's a 0.76 kilowatt hours battery. There's the part number, okay? So if you want to get records on it, this is the place where the battery rests, okay? Now, but then look at the cooling system of the high voltage battery. Now the fans are not exactly the same from the old Yaris or the Vitz, Prius C, Aqua, which are the same. This one is a renew one, but it clearly has a very similar design. So we're gonna take it out. Let's take a quick open and let's inspect the high voltage battery of the new 2021 Toyota Yaris Cross. Stick around. Okay guys, so the reason why this vehicle came is because it's not starting and they couldn't make it start in the port. But once I inspect the vehicle, okay, the main 120 amps fuse in the front junction fuse box, it was totally burned out. So what I did, I just put it back in its position, and of course before doing anything I check if this was something shorted, do some continuity tests in the fuse line and some of the components, even the high voltage, okay, and everything seems to be fine. But then the battery, let me show you quickly the original battery. It's actually charging, but it's giving me trouble. This is the original battery that comes with the 2021 Toyota Yaris Cross. Now this is not quite a common battery. It's a square, not so long, but I hope I will be able to find this one, because I'm in the Caribbean. The market over here is not the biggest one. But anyway, let's continue anyway. Let's keep looking. Then as you can see over here in the main fuse, right now I stick it back in. Okay, now remember, this is just for testing purposes. I gotta take these out and replace it. Now the problem is that the fuse is bolted from within, so I'm gonna have to take out this the junction box over there. All right, but anyway, the other thing is, let me quickly show you. Okay, the other I already hooked up the 12-volt battery. Yeah, don't judge me for those bunch of cables. I have to jump start. Now the problem is that the battery terminals are completely different, so it's just better using some jumper cables. But in the meantime, the vehicle already started and working just fine. Let me show you. Dookie 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 dookie. Let me show you. All right. Actually, the vehicle is in ready mode, but what I was kind of wondering, it ain't show me any ready mode or nothing in the dashboard. But see what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna match the accelerator, and then you will hear the internal combustion engine. Okay, wait. Let me just keep you accelerating. There it is. I'm just accelerating manual. So I'm not really going to show you all this bunch of features, all the bunch of functionalities. There are hundreds of videos about all the functionality. We want to go to the technical, and we want to see the high voltage battery. That's the reason for this channel. I don't care this crap buttons, okay? But anyway, it's very good news to the customers, because I was expecting something bad could happen to the DC to DC converter, but vehicle starting just fine. I'm not having any warning light, any check engine. However, although I already did a scan tool, the vehicle's just doing great. So it's fine. Just have to change the main fuse, and that should be it. It's a problem solved. But I want to see the battery. Let's take it out. All right, the back compartment. I want to see that. I'm not really interested. So as we can see, this little ventilation, this is definitely the air exhaust, okay, the air outlet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna begin to disconnect everything and take it out, and let's take a quick look to the lithium-ion high voltage battery that belongs to the 2021 Toyota Yaris. We will continue. So I already hooked up, or I'm sorry, took out the 12-volt battery, but then of course, look, I gotta take out the service plug grip, and then with the service plug grip, we'll use it as a tool to spin this little clip over here. There you go. I can take out the safety grip. That's it. Let me take these out. So once I took out all this nuts from here, let's open it up and let's see what we find. All right. So this is nothing more different than just the normal junction block. But then I'm having some orange cables over here, like looks like, okay, grounded, the protector grounded. We have the main connection to the high voltage battery, but then here is happening exactly about the 4th generation Toyota Prius and the CHR, which is really showing me that this little component over here, which is the safety plug grid, which is supposed to open the circuit inside the high voltage battery, turn it into a low voltage battery, is not doing it. Telling us that if you're gonna work with this high voltage battery, which is, of course, this one is lithium ion. Now, lithium ion batteries, they have a self management system, active, passive balancing system, so they quite don't need to rebalance, reconditioning cycle, none of those things. This is a different battery. So the main purpose is, as we see, that it's because, let me quickly show you. And then, of course, that this battery has an air cooling system that sucks everything from the cabin as well with them. By the way, a non-filter cooling fan. But then I would say that this battery requires the normal service. Why? Well, because it's air cooled system. Now the other thing is, here what we got, which is a very, very nice thing. It has a big cartridge filter, which is a replaceable component, of course. Yeah, it can clearly come out. Anyway, I'll take it out later. But what I want to show you, that over a long period of time, definitely dust will accumulate inside the battery, which is clearly telling us that it will need cleaning. But then, this is the only thing that I don't like about the new batteries. What? Well, if I connect this circuit over here, look where it's coming from. From the main outlet, okay? Before it reaches to the inverter, of course, but then it comes to this circuit and then finally goes through a fuse, and then that fuse goes directly into the battery, but no open circuit in the battery. But look, I'm seeing something very, very interesting. I'm seeing this plate completely from this surface. Oh, I don't need to take out the high voltage battery. I think I can open it right from there. So this is just a technical review that we're seeing here together. Now, stick around. Now, guys, let's uncover together for the first time. And voila. And then we have the high voltage battery in lithium ion chemistry, which we're seeing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 48 cells divided in 2 solid stacks. And then we have over here, as I told you guys, the normal inlet cooling fan that blows the air under the battery. The air flows between the cells. I'm not quite seeing the gaps in it, but anyway, it's between the cells, obviously. And then this is the main outlet to the vehicle outside. We'll just remove this, and then we have access, of course, to the battery management system. Okay, now this one, interesting, because this one is the bridge that connects in series this stack with this stack. And finally, here we have one of the main, all right, connections, inlet, and then the outlet to the vehicle. And then where is the negative? Oh, let me see. Yep, right here, negative and positive. Here it is. But then what I want to do is I want to measure the voltage. Let's see the voltage. But anyway, if it's 24, 48 times 3.6, there is your answer. Okay, let's check. Okay, so one thing I want to show you guys is the circuit of the battery. All right, so then we know that we have the main negative coming from the battery. This is the main outlet, right? So it travels in the loop of all these 24 cells. Okay, then it passes through this connection. Can you see that cable, that big one? All right, passes through that cable, comes enter this second stack. All right, it passes through this loop of cell, 24 more cells, and finally we reach the battery positive. So the positive travels through this cable to this component over here, which is the main fuse. Now remember, the new generation hybrids, they're not bringing the fuse in the service plug grip. So this is very similar to the 4th generation Prius and CHR. And then of course passes to the service plug grip connection. And then of course here we have the interlock, okay, right here. I'm gonna put it back. But then from this cable, it's high voltage. So if I measure the voltage between this cable and the main negative, the main negative over here, I will get high voltage for sure. So right now the battery is in 164 volts, which is about 3.4 volts per cell. Okay, so she's charging, and then the negative cable that enters over here goes to the main outlet right here, and then the positive passes through the contactor, and as well then we have the 2 cables leaving the battery directly to the inverter. Now I have 1, 2, but this cable over here, this is high voltage. I wonder what this component is, and even it's going to the back. What in the world is that mysterious component? Let's take a quick look. Right, so obviously it comes through somewhere around here. So let me take out this cover and see what we got. I took out the little clip over here, and oh, all right, let's see. Hot surface tensioner. All right, high voltage inside. Hey guys, I'll be very honest, I have no idea what is this. Oh, let me take it out and see what the world is this. We'll continue. That's it. DC to DC converter is done. But then the battery, once we already took out everything, if it's probably you want to know if this battery is serviceable, you have to remember the lithium-ion battery monitors individual cells, as you can clearly see over here. You know, there you go. So we're monitoring 48 cells, and the battery management system with lithium-ion battery has, of course, passive balancing system. Woo! It's hot here. Remember, it's the Caribbean, which is clearly telling us that servicing high voltage battery with this type of chemistry is nothing more or less than just simple cleaning. Now, because this one is not liquid cooling, but air cooling. Whether it has air filter, okay? Once again, be aware of the Amaral, the shiny silicone products that makes everything go sticky, and finally it's the battery who's going to suffer. So I strongly recommend, whether this one is lithium ion with filters or not, and then of course where the place is located, sucking everything from under inside the vehicle, I strongly insist and recommend just cleaning the battery every once a year. That will be more than enough, unless if you keep it clean very much, if you have great discipline, keep it clean, the vehicle probably every 2 years, not more than that. Okay, so let me know in the comments, what do you think? We'll continue. This one is the other component that I almost forgot to show you. That this one is the ventilation outlet that takes the air directly outside the vehicle through the chassis. Okay, so it blows in the fan through the fan underneath, blows up to and then comes out over here. So guys, I'm pretty sure I told you this was not going to be a long video, just a quick perspective. Let's just have a quick look over here. Yeah, a bunch of great accessories, great features, but there are hundreds of videos about features. I don't do that here in Hyper Solution Diagnostic. What we do is technical stuff. Hybrid batteries is where I like them. Okay, so once again, like and subscribe, support the channel. Way much more videos are coming. I really hope you guys like this short and quick review. So I'll see you guys in the very next episode. I would love to invite you guys that we have a TikTok from the past probably 3-4 months, and the TikTok is doing great. We just recently made it to 4,000 subscribers in our TikTok, and the TikTok is great because it's everyday post of everything what we're doing, even with this Yaris Cross. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the very next episode. Bye bye.